Infantino was trying to make a point about hypocrisy, but risked overshadowing his message with a bad-sounding monologue, in which he declared, "Today I feel Qatar. Today I feel Arabic. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel incapacitated." Stay with us to know more. The football boss was specifically responding to criticism of Qatar from Europe when he held a press conference on the eve of the opening match between Qatar and Ecuador. The game's global governing body has come under fire for its decision to move the final to Qatar, where the treatment of migrant workers and rights of LGBTQ+ people have been in the spotlight. Instead of ramping up the excitement on the eve of the tournament, the chief instead used the opportunity to try and cool down some of the FIFA heat. Infantino had a strong word for any European critics of Qatar, saying that history says they are in no place to give moral lessons to the people. But perhaps all the focus will be on one part of his remarkable speech rather than his overall message. Speaking on Saturday morning, Infantino said, "We have taken many lessons from some Europeans from the Western world. I think for what we Europeans have been doing for the last 3,000 years, we should be apologizing for the next 3,000 years before starting to give moral lessons to people." Infantino then added, "Today I feel Qatari. Today I feel Arabic. Today I feel African. Today I feel gay. Today I feel disabled. Today I feel like a migrant worker. Of course, I am not Qatari. I am not Arab. I am not African. I am not gay. I am not disabled. But I feel like it because I know what it means to be discriminated against, to be bullied as a foreigner in a foreign country. As a child, I was bullied because I had red hair and freckles, plus I was Italian, so imagine." The 52-year-old then claimed just as Switzerland as a country has progressed in many respects. So, can he fact? He noted that FIFA has a guiding light to help improve the situation of migrant workers by abolishing the kafala system that tied workers to expand layers, introducing a minimum wage and heat protection. Last year, The Guardian reported that at least 6,500 migrant workers had died in Qatar since preparations for the World Cup began. But Infantino said such criticism was hypocritical because 2,500 migrants had died trying to enter Europe since 2014. Qatar is offering them this opportunity, he said. They do it legally. In Europe, we close our borders. We don't allow practically any workers from these countries who are trying to come to work legally in our countries. Those who reach Europe, or those who want to come to Europe, they have to go through very difficult journeys. Only a few survive, so if you care about the destiny of these people, these young people, Europe can do as Qatar did. Create some channels, some legal channels to increase the percentage of these workers coming to Europe. Give them some work, give them some future. Even more controversially, Infantino insisted that LGBTQ+ rights would be protected in Qatar during the World Cup. They have confirmed, and I can confirm, that everyone is welcome. I have a guy here and there who says the opposite. It's not the country's opinion. It's certainly not FIFA's opinion, he said. Infantino also accused journalists who questioned whether there were fake fans supporting England at this World Cup of racism. Can't someone who looks like an Indian cheer for England, Spain, or Germany? He asked. You know what it is. It's racism. It's pure racism, and we can stop it. Incredibly, he also overturned a ban on alcohol from stadiums introduced 2 days before the start of the tournament, which sent FIFA officials and sponsors into a frenzy on Friday. "If this is the biggest problem for our World Cup, I will resign immediately and go to the beach to relax," he joked. "I think if you can't drink beer for 3 hours a day, you'll survive." The same rules apply in France, Spain, Portugal, and Scotland. Here, it has become a big thing because it's a Muslim country. I don't know why. We tried, and that is why I give you the late change of policy. We tried to see if it was possible. Infantino also maintained that any criticism of this World Cup should be directed at him and not Qatar. "You can crucify me. I'm here for that," he said, "but don't criticize Qatar. Let people enjoy this World Cup." He added, "Do we want to continue to spit on the others because they look different or they feel different? We defend human rights. We do it our way. We obtain results. We got women fans in Iran. The Women's League was created in Sudan. Let's celebrate. Don't divide." Infantino's speech drew immediate criticism from human rights groups. Nicholas McGeehan, director of Fair Square, said Infantino's comments were crass as they were clumsy and suggested the FIFA president is getting his talking points directly from the Qatari authorities. deflection, and whataboutery have always been at the core of Qatar's PR efforts to defend its ranked failures, and now they have the FIFA president doing their work for them. Qatar has been widely criticized for exploiting tens of thousands of migrant workers, mostly lured from poorer parts of South Asia, to build stadiums and infrastructure to host the World Cup. Amid numerous human rights violations such as atrocious working conditions, wage theft, and illegal recruitment fees, the deaths of hundreds of thousands of workers over the past decade have remained unexplained, and the Emirati state has shown little initiative in the matter. In addition, Qatar's suitability to host the tournament has been questioned as the conservative Islamic country bans homosexuality between men, and LGBT+ fan groups have warned that they will not feel safe in the country. Ahead of the tournament's opening game on Sunday, Infantino, who this week was re-elected unopposed as president of soccer's governing body, launched a stunning attack on those criticisms, doubling down on FIFA's choice of Qatar as World Cup host. Infantino points to Qatar's treatment of migrant workers who earn more than being exploited in the Middle East at home in countries like India, Bangladesh, and Nepal. He also highlighted Qatar's recent labor reforms. This included the abolition of the kafala system, which stifles workers' rights, but rights groups say these problems remain prevalent despite the new law. The legal status of LGBT civil rights in Qatar has attracted media attention. Homosexuality is illegal in Qatar, with offenders facing fines and up to 7 years in prison. HRW reports that Qatar has arbitrarily arrested and ill-treated LGBT people in detention. The Gay Times reported that there are no known cases of executions for homosexuality in Qatar. Following rumors and allegations that Qatar would introduce medical screening tests to identify and ban gays from entering the country, LGBT rights activist Peter Tatchell said that FIFA now has no choice but to cancel the World Cup in Qatar. However, no such screening tests exist. It was later revealed that the proposal came from Kuwait and not Qatar. In January 2022, openly gay Australian footballer Josh Cavallo suggested he would support a World Cup held in Qatar if it could change the law, describing the prospect as a great opportunity for the nation. On several occasions, Qatari organizers have pledged to abide by FIFA's rules on promoting tolerance, including LGBT issues. On December 8, 2020, Qatar announced that rainbow flags would be allowed in stadiums at the 2022 World Cup. Nasser Al-Khater, chief executive of the 2022 World Cup, said, "When it comes to rainbow flags in stadiums, FIFA has its guidelines. They have their rules. Whatever they are, we will respect them." On September 21, 2022, Football Association England Chief Executive Mark Bullingham said that LGBT couples in Qatar have been assured that they will not face arrest when holding hands or kissing in public. Shortly before the start of the tournament, former Qatar International and World Cup ambassador Khalid Salman described homosexuality as mind damage in an interview with German broadcaster ZDF, leading to further criticism, including from the German government. After the comments, the interview was shortened. Several European captains, England, Wales, Belgium, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, and the Netherlands, were planning to wear the One Love armband, which features a multicolored design and the phrase One Love. Its purpose was to promote inclusion and send a message against discrimination of any kind. Widely seen as unabashed support for the LGBTQ+ community, some believe that it is aimed at Qatar's anti-LGBT laws. On November 21st, after the tournament had started but before any of the European nations had played, however, the relevant football associations were told that players wearing the armband would receive a yellow card. FIFA was criticized by fans and football associations for forcing captains to choose between representing their country and using their voices. The LGBTQ+ support group Pride in Football also criticized the players not to do anyway, saying, "A token gesture from the start that has turned into another embarrassment from FIFA." FIFA has been around to sort this out since September, and yet they've waited until now to threaten a ban. FIFA has told players they're basic and denied the most basic human right of freedom of speech. Countries, teams, and players are happy to protect LGBTQ+ people as long as they don't put themselves at risk. LGBTQ+ Qataris face more punishment than just a yellow card. Positivity and activism are easily extinguished by the thought of reprimand. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch up in the next video.